So we're both really pleased to be here today and to be able to share our experiences of the trial. We were actually did a real trial of the standard, and we were able to bring the standard into both the planning and the delivery and the review and evaluation of the festival. It's the world's first international festival of original new work, and it's a flagship cultural event for Manchester. It's a new event which we delivered this year, and it was quite a large-scale event. We attracted 300,000 visitors and worked with just under 300 community volunteers who are a fantastic team of really committed people from across Manchester who helped us to deliver the festival. Our key aims, obviously, our focus is the presentation of new and original artistic work. But in addition to that, we also have an ambition to engage with the urgent issues of our time, and clearly sustainability comes into that. We also, as part of our objectives as a festival, we really want to kind of engage with our local community in quite new and innovative ways that actually reflect the ambition of the festival itself. And also, we're a festival of world firsts, of innovation and of risk-taking, so to be involved in this first ever trial of a British standard was really exciting, and particularly one that was sustainable event management.
The stakeholders and sponsors involved in the International Festival really embraced the concept of sustainability when we told them what we were doing. Just as an example, Saab were one of the sponsors for transport on site, and they used bioethanol cars rather than just traditional motors to drive people around. Although Jen was our sustainable champion, there was really more than Jen that was involved in implementing sustainability. And the internal buy-in that we had from the festival team, from top-level management right down to the general event staff that were running it day to day, was really great. They really embraced this concept and were very interested in it, which was a good start.
Firstly, we recognised that with 2 months to go, we really didn't have the time to actually learn all about sustainability ourselves. So the key part of the success of our trial actually was Fiona and her expertise. Going forward for the future, we will have a lot more time to be able to train our own staff to understand sustainability and how they can actually integrate that within their own planning of the events. What we did do was develop a sustainable event policy and circulate that to all of our stakeholders and suppliers, and also have a sustainability issues log so that they could come back to us with any questions that they had, any concerns that they had, and that we would respond to them immediately and talk those through. But also engaging with our audiences. At one of our events, Manchester Dines, we were able to survey our audience after the event to find out whether sustainability was something they were interested in. And actually 100% said that they were, and they thought that it was very important that the festival had a sustainable policy. So that's kind of a lesson in itself as well. It was a really interesting result.
So we worked with an independent third-party certifier who visited pre-event to go through to check that we'd done what we needed to do to be able to say we were compliant for the first stage. So, as various people have mentioned, the first stage was writing a sustainable development policy, sharing this with stakeholders, setting objectives and getting their feedback. The second stage of being assessed for certification was on site, and that was where the certifier, knowing what our objectives were, was on site to look to see if we were taking the steps needed to meet those objectives. And finally, post-event. This was in the office visit, not an on-site visit, to just check that what we said we would do, we had done, that we'd followed up, that we were also taking our learnings and putting those into place for the next festival. So, for example, we've developed feedback reports and various measurements which the festival team will now look at for their future learning.